shoot, I said that you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalker, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the matter with King? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said that you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And today, I'm able to talk about some stuff that I didn't talk about yesterday. Game Pass. Everybody wanted me to talk about Game Pass yesterday. They wanted me to talk about price hikes. They wanted me to talk about the changing. They wanted me to talk about them closing stuff down. They wanted me to talk about everything about Game Pass. And I had information a minute ago that allowed me to understand why changes was going to be made. But I couldn't make a move until those announcements were able to be talked about, right? So the announcement is able to be talked about now. And it's funny because dudes are going to say, damn, King, I didn't say it like that. But I'm sorry. I'm talking to you like you've been here. And if it's your first time finding this channel, please accept my invite to subscribe. And if you want to further help the channel, please become a member. They're the lifeblood of the channel to help push things going. We give away coins weekly. We also have a live show on Friday. I drop videos daily. And on a live show on Friday, I give away coins to members. And we also give away $150 worth of free food to each person that wins. With that being said, it's a call-in show. It's for the people, by the people. Brought to you. For the people, by the people. And you are the people. So, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. There's a lot of stuff to unpack. I have stuff to talk about with Sega. I have stuff to talk about with unknown stuff that is just been released today. I encourage you to definitely watch this on YouTube because the end of this video is incredible. Very few games have taken my breath away and had me intrigued like the likes of Black Myth Wukong. That game, remember when you first saw that? Well, I have something equally as impressive, if not greater than. And this might tickle a lot of you guys' fancies. Pause. But let's get into these topics. Okay, if anybody was fortunate enough last year to get Dragon Ball, Double Dragon Gaiden, Rise of the Dragons, last year for all formats, then, you know that they're kind of back. Side-scrolling beat-em-ups is kind of trying to make their way back to the forefront, which is, our living rooms, back into our heart. And let me see. As revealed, the latest issue of the Japanese magazine Weekly Fasumi reported Arc's new series systems, appropriately titled Double Dragon Revival, is due to launch next year on PlayStation 5, 4, Series X and X, and Xbox One and PC. And it looks like this down here. It looks really cool, to see all these characters reimagined in 3D. I can't wait for it. It's something really cool to see. Double Dragon in 3D. And, I like Dragon Ball Z, the fighters. My son beats the hell out of me in the game. So I like it. And I'm glad that they are in control of it because I guess they go into the lore of the characters or go into the lore of the world. And they kind of flesh it out and bring it into life. And that's something cool. And hopefully, we can get a great rendition of the game with no issues. But yeah, I was stoked when I saw this. I used to love side scrolling beat 'em ups. Side scrolling beat 'em ups was the thing. Right. So this goes really far back. Okay. So this goes back to Sega Master System, Nintendo, arcades. Double Dragon was the thing. Side scrolling beat 'em ups. You get in there with you and your buddy, and y'all go try to get your girlfriend back. That level of detail was so much fun. Sega Master System was the one that allowed you to use the two-player function. Nintendo didn't have the two-player function system, but the arcades did. And the most arcade accurate one was the Sega Master System. Well, last year, they came out with a remake, if you will, of Double Dragon with extra characters. You can go check that out. That sub is Ninja Double Dragon Gaiden. I'm thinking about Ninja Gaiden. And the game was really well received. It was a pretty cool game. I played it on my Steam Deck. Really nice stuff. Really fun things. I can't wait to see what they do next year with the 3D reimagining, if you will, of Double Dragon. Looks pretty cool from the images that I did get a chance to see. And it's just another feather in the hat of side-scrolling beat 'em ups that has me anticipating the reemergence or revitalization of the side-scrolling beat 'em up genre. Hopefully we can, either couch co-op with my son, or I can get a chance to play with a couple of you guys online whenever y'all get a chance. If the health of Sonic and Sega isn't as evident, let me give you what the company and the head of, the Sonic team really feel. Right. They're at such a comfortable space that they're able to talk about wants and needs. And the franchise boss wants to make a Sonic the Hedgehog RPG. Now I was like, yo, didn't they make an RPG? And I realized, yeah, they did. They made Sonic the RPG, Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood, but that was developed by BioWare and released in 2008. And I was like, wow. So, the Sonic franchise boss, Takashi Izaka, hopes to create a Sonic the Hedgehog RPG before retiring. Now, one isn't in the makes right now, right? But he just expressed his desire to make a Sonic themed RPG sometime before he retires from the series. While the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise is typically a platformer focused on going fast and clearing stages as quickly as possible, Sonic Team and Sega has woven the iconic Hedgehog into different gaming genres, and these spin-off games are incredibly varied, including racing, party sports, pinball, just to name a few. And it stands the reason. I mean, if Mario can make a nice RPG and he's known from platforming and stuff like that, why can't Sonic, right? And I believe that they can. I believe that they can delve deep into that, make a nice world that is fun, iconic. Look at the characters. The characters themselves lends to that. If it's drawn nice and the story is good, we can fall in love with it. So I hope that we get this sooner than later, to be honest with you. I hope the powers that be over at Sega realize this and say, yo, let's do it. Really quickly, we're getting a ton of Sonic information all over the place. This is the EF Shadow, Sonic X Shadow. That stuff is good. The movies is good. Sega is in an overall healthy state. And when you're in a healthy state, then you can start mapping out retirements. And then you can start hitting bucket list things. So the president of, the boss over at Sonic Team would love to make an RPG. And I was sitting there like, man, didn't we have an RPG? But that was made by BioWare, and that was for the 3DS and, stuff like that. And the game was cool. I got the game. And I just was like, yo, I could have sworn that we have that. But that wasn't made from Sonic Team. Sonic Team boss feels that that's something that he would like to do. And I say more power to him. He wants to put his stamp on it, how he wants to do it. I support him wholeheartedly. Sonic RPG, if Paper Mario RPG can be out there and Mario can do all these wonderful different things, the same thing as Sonic, why not, right? So I'm all for it. I'm looking for it. And yes, who doesn't want their favorite blue hedgehog doing that? I know Everborn Saga is on deck with this. Shout out to Everborn. I know you're happy. Oh, I did this segment just for you, Everborn. I saw it. It came across the timeline, and I was like, much respect to my guy. Really cool dude. Well, pretty much going to be mainly what the video is going to be about today is Game Pass is getting more expensive, as are day one games for subscribers. So big changes happened to Game Pass. And I thought this was probably one of the best takes on the web on it. Kana Maker, staff writer, Xbox Game Pass is getting a price hike across all tiers and platforms, and day one AAA releases are also getting more expensive. In addition, the Xbox Game Pass will be temporarily unavailable on consoles soon, returning later in September. With the new Xbox Game Pass standard, pre-existing subscribers will not be affected. Here are all the major changes. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is getting its price raised to $19.99 a month. Previously it was $16.99. PC Game Pass is getting its price hiked up to $11.99. Previously $9.99. Annually, the subscription for Xbox Game Pass Core is being raised up to $74. And as for the new tier of Game Pass coming to consoles in September, it costs $14.99. However, perhaps more importantly, it would not receive day one game releases as part of the sub. It would include Xbox Live Gold, which provides access to online services, but not to Xbox Cloud Gaming. If you're on console and still want those day one releases, you have to upgrade to Game Pass Ultimate tier. What is also interesting is that the PC Game Pass will retain its access to day one releases despite the new price. The reason remains uncertain, but one massive factor might be the competition on that platform. PC has Steam, a monster service that the vast majority of players are happy to stick with. As such, keeping day one release perked at a lower price may be an attempt to keep Microsoft sweet in the eyes of that is often elusive consumer base. If you've been left with any questions exactly how to make changes or whatever. But yeah, that was the most even take on it because he didn't drone on and he didn't interject too much into this. That was Connor. That was a really good take on it. That's if anybody's out there looking to be a journalist, lordsofgaming.net is always looking for new writers. This is kind of a quality work that is necessary in a space, and just report the facts. This was really good. So the crux of the information that's going on now with Game Pass. I mean, we might as well just jump into it, right? We might as well start talking about what's the reasons and why do we feel that Game Pass is going up and the selective outrage, the Xbox tax, the port begging ponies throwing their 2 cents in, the pony bots that are outside factoring into this, the bias media who's piling on. And with this, I say, y'all saw the good show, right? Y'all saw all that stuff coming. And I've been telling dudes, I already know a price hike is coming. And I nailed it price-wise on what it was, how much it was going to go up, what was it going to entail. And let me tell you, as a little guilty pleasure of mine, kind of happy on certain things. I never really felt everybody in Game Pass should have been getting day one games. But they also understood over at Microsoft, and I'm gonna get back to that. They understood over at Xbox and Microsoft that they couldn't do that then, right? They couldn't yank the rug from under those people because they wanted to get you in. And it's cool. They wanted to get you in. But if there's no difference between your higher tier to your lower tier, what is the sense of the higher tier? Just get to the lower tier. Now, I've always had Game Pass Ultimate. And the reason why I had Game Pass Ultimate was just like any other thing in your life, right? You just want to have access to it. You don't want to be denied anything. If it's the best, I want it. And when I say the best, I have a PC. If I choose to play on my PC, I will. Maybe say one day I'll wake up and say, oh, you know what? I want to run my NZXT to the fullest. Or I want to take advantage of this. Well, let me show you this first so you can understand what I'm talking about because the bigger problem for you guys is y'all upset with PC. And let me do the PC segment really quickly. Now, remember when everybody was sitting there trying to figure out why PC Game Pass still gets the lower price and you still get the day one stuff? All right, those 10-year contracts that went out, that was more of a promissory note to all these streaming services that they will have the same ability to market in the way that they choose to show the attractiveness of that so they can bring people to their platform. And that platform won't differ in price, won't differ in quality, won't differ in content across all streaming people. And, this is me explaining to you exactly why the PC price is what it is, and the streaming is still available for the PC. GeForce Rewards gets PC Game Pass free for 3 months starting June 4th. If you've never played PC Game Pass, now is the perfect time. We're partnering with Xbox to give GeForce gamers 3 months of access to PC Game Pass for free, starting June 4th. Valid for new Xbox Game Pass members only. PC Game Pass has high-quality day one games available to download and play, including numerous titles enhanced with NVIDIA's DLSS, NVIDIA's Reflex, and Ray Trace effects. To take to the track in Forza Horizon 5, Forza Motorsport, which both include ray tracing and DLSS, give GeForce RTX gamers the definitive race day experience. This is what I'm talking about. You really have to look at what you're getting and what partnerships were made. They give you the breakdown on 4K 120 frames per second, up to 240 frames per second with GeForce Now, Ultimate Subscription. GeForce Rewards get you the Game Pass. So they're moving hand in hand together with NVIDIA to bring quality and push their service while at the same time pushing the Game Pass service. But the price has to be right in conjunction with all streaming services. The PC is a different beast and has to be handled differently. So now that you see how NVIDIA was moving with their pitch to their fan base, their audience, and how they wanted to show you and highlight how you can turn your Xbox into a super PC. See, that's the difference between the Series S and a PlayStation 5. This is it. This is how that little device, shout out to Jason Ronald and the team, you guys made a box that is versatile, affordable, and actually can achieve the heights in which you're set for it, right? With the proper infrastructure set there and partnerships. And then everybody got a chance to see the partnerships with Amazon. That's to a lesser extent, right? That partnership with Amazon is to a lesser extent. So it's $40 to get in. And I saw people talking about Xbox is destroying their console market. No. With the advent of lower tier things, they don't stop making other things, right? It's just how it is in life. It's choice and options. And the more choice and options you have, the better that ecosystem will thrive and grow. Now, Microsoft gave out 10-year contracts to all streaming services, right? All over the place. A lot of guys, a lot of little guys, a lot of larger guys. And now you're seeing what that meant. And now you're seeing why the PC didn't go up in price. And the fact of the matter is that there's Steam over there, and that just won't be a smart look for that to happen. Because if you're already in Steam, to be honest with you, what is your incentive to actually get Game Pass? It's the games that's inside Game Pass. I told dudes a long time ago that the Game Pass was the actual platform. And dudes was like, nah, it's the console, this, that, and the third. No, I said the console is a conduit to those games. But once we got to all digital, that conduit morphed into anything with a screen. They told you that a long time ago. So we see all these games, and they're showing all these games, and the prices in the back of your head of all these games coming out this year. Remember that y'all sitting there like, how can they put out all these games this year and do that? Oh, and when is Activision games showing up? Hold on. Let me really quickly get into that segment. As we wait for information on, why price hikes coming and when, stuff is being upgraded and done, a lot of times you need to stand back to see the forest for the trees to understand the full picture. Modern Warfare 3 is set to come to Xbox Game Pass this month. Microsoft is set to launch Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 in Game Pass later this month. 2023 Call of Duty title will mark the first of the older Call of Duty games coming to Game Pass. Developed by Sledgehammer Games, which was generally received with positive reviews from the community, but critics found this single-player content too short and lackluster. It is understood that the announcement could come as soon as today, which is believed to have been the original plan for Game Pass price increases and changes. The subscription service increased by as much as 25% in some regions. Starting on July 10th, Game Pass Ultimate, we went into the whole price hike and stuff like that. Insider couldn't verify the exact release date by the time of this publication, but several sources suggest it would be the later half of this month. Last week, several new claims said the older Activision games will start to come as subscription service later this month, including Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. So it's these things that allow you to have a clearer picture of the overall strategy in which Microsoft is attacking price hikes and the variables that go on. Like I said, we're going to have a whole lot of, conversation about this topic today. That's why I saved it for today, because I knew different information would change perspectives opposed to hot takes that people had yesterday. So, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 being released, I can tell you, but I'm not, close to the end of the month. And they knew that these Activision games are going to start hitting Game Pass. They're going to start filling Game Pass up in a sense that the value proposition has to change. And y'all saw all these games and y'all was like, yo, when is this catalog coming over? When is these games coming over? When are they going to delist all these games? When is this going to happen? We always knew that there was going to be a price hike. Nobody was under the illusion that a price hike would never happen. Not when quality happens, not when they have the ability to do so, because they will have the incentive for it to happen. So it wasn't like a situation with the PlayStation. Like, wait, hold on. The situation with the PlayStation? See, you guys have a problem with long-term memory or short-term. Well, here's the problem with your memory. Remember this? Just to give you a little bit of perspective, Sony defends the PlayStation Plus price raises, right? And this was last year in October. Sony raised the price of all its PlayStation Plus 12-month subscription globally across all tiers, roughly by 30%. In a new interview, Sony top business executive defended the decision, insisting that the company had to adjust to the market conditions. So Sony increased the price of the 12-month PlayStation Plus Essential from $59 to $79, PlayStation Plus Extra from $99 to $134, PlayStation Plus Premium from $119 to $159. At the time, Sony issued a brief statement explaining the significant price hike. This price adjustment will enable us to continue to bring high-quality games and value-added benefits to your PlayStation Plus subscription service. They did neither of the two. Gave you no day and date, gave you no added incentive to have it, but defended the play when they gated multiplayer behind the subscription model. The hypocrisy is deafening. Now, the fact of the matter is, the PlayStation offered you nothing but raised everything. Gave you back absolutely crap. Now, all these games are coming inside Game Pass, right? Price hike is going to go up. Y'all are upset with the PC dudes because they get day and date at a cheaper price, $8 cheaper over there. What is it? It's called Game Pass Standard. You guys won't get day and date. Stuff will come to you guys at a later date, which will probably be 6 months down the road. We all talked about all this stuff on ILP a long time ago. This is old. This is old hat for us, old information for us, old stuff for us. But what we have to do is we have to address it now, right? Because the mobs are outside. You got something to be upset about. Now, I'm a little elitist, where all the time I've been paying for the highest tier, but you and I had parity. And I'm not talking to the other Game Pass Ultimate dudes. I'm talking to the regular Game Pass dudes that had day and date. You had parity. Why? If day and date matters to you, and if that is your sole reason for being inside Game Pass, then Game Pass Ultimate should talk to you. And then if you don't take advantage of all the benefits for Game Pass Ultimate, then that kind of is on you, right? If you don't engage the tow hitch drive on your car, that's on you, but it's available if you want to use it, right? If you don't engage 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive on your car, that's on you, but if it's available, then it's there. But if it's not available, then that's something totally different. But you get the best to have the ability for it. And I was talking to my son in the car, and he was like, well, I never use Game Pass, the cloud gaming. And he said, do you? I said, yes. What I use it for is if I want to see a game, right, and I don't want to download it, I'll play it via cloud. And then if I like it, hit download to download in the background and then get to it natively later. That's what it is for me right now. What's intriguing me the most is the NVIDIA stuff. That's intriguing me the most, even though I do have an AMD PC. I got to see how that works out for me. But if I'm using their servers and all this other stuff, and I can turn that Series S into a monstrosity, then it's not necessarily I need to have to go buy the midnight all digital Series X. I don't have to do that. But these are the reasons for price hikes. They're going to give you the bad before all the good. They know. Remember when you was asking for dates and you couldn't get dates? They know when it's all going to change. September, it's all going to turn into a whole different world. I told you, when Microsoft looked over at Xbox and figured out that Game Pass thing, oh, they got something. They're making bread. How can we do this? How can we push it to the maximum? And they went 70 billion in. And I see a lot of you dudes out there trying to shame a company investing within itself. You always invest within yourself. You invest in your health. You invest in your education. You invest in your attire, your appearance. You invest in everything in yourself. If you're not investing in yourself, then what are you doing? Right? But you can't be upset for them investing in their self and doing things that the other people can't do because they are more affluent to do so. They are more wealthy, if you will, to take those risks and those chances. But that's what you want. Now, am I justifying hikes in prices? Hell no. I'm a consumer. I want it for the cheapest price. But I knew for a fact that the price was going to go up. I knew it. You can't have these games that's about to drop in this quality without doing so. And you cannot, they pushing everybody to the highest tier. That's the reason why the Amazon is only Game Pass Ultimate. See, y'all didn't notice that little detail because they already knew the changes that they were making. You have to see the forest for the trees. You have to understand those things. Right? What NVIDIA is talking about is Game Pass PC. They're not telling you you have to have the ultimate. They're not telling you that. You have to have access to Game Pass PC, and they give you that with new members to their streaming service. Everything has to work hand in hand. Right now, what the FTC was trying to prevent was Microsoft getting a monopoly in its streaming gaming service. And I told you if they was going to win that battle, that's where that fight was going to be. FTC lost that fight. And Xbox and Microsoft is poised to place themselves as the streaming kings of that space. Now, I ask you guys to stick around for this. Please watch this. This article is brought to you by Ryan McCaffrey, and I missed my opportunity to have a conversation with him. We was at well, not E3, no, summer festival of video games, whatever the hell you want to call it now. But he was in the lobby of the hotel that we was at, and the whole IGN was there. Actually, to be honest with you. But the developer Motion Blur has announced Black State, a visually stunning new third-person adventure video game that is a gorgeous announcement trailer, if is accurate, mixes the espionage action of Metal Gear Solid with the reality-bending Portal text of Portal. And it's powered by Unreal Engine 5 in development for the PC. Well, you know what that means. PC is both of those dudes. I'm not going to hold you, bro. That is probably one of the most visually stunning, most realistic looking games that I've ever seen. And when they took control of the game and everything, I'm just like, wow. Because obviously, well, when they was talking to him, he was asking him questions, and he said, obviously we love Metal Gear Solid series. While working on our extensive, nearly 500-page game design document over the last 2.5 years, we constantly admire games like The Last of Us, Metal Gear Solid, Uncharted, and many others. to push the limits of development and gameplay mechanics. Inspired by these influences, our small team is committed to delivering the highest development quality, exceptional gameplay mechanics, despite our limited size. We strive to create rich and deep storytelling combined with engaging gameplay mechanics, offering an impressive, unforgettable gaming experience. Our goal is to push ourselves to our limit and give gamers the best possible experience we can provide. I'm going to tell you this. This game is absolutely stunning. Wow.
Is this real? How can you define the boundary?
Focus. You were sent to save them.
We don't know where they are. We don't know how much time they have left.
If you want me to save them, I have to know which doors lead where.
You can't.
I found one. Looks like I'm in a subway. Moving on.
Roger that. Proceed with caution. Destination is unknown.
Right. Let's see where this leads. Inside a military base. Activating the map maker. Tell me what you can see.
Seems busy out there. Stealthy approach advised.
Too late.
Black State. Wow. All I can say is wow. Oh my God. Yes. 2, please. Shout out to Ryan McCaffrey and the team. I am so envious that you were sitting on this, that you got a chance to see this, that y'all guys got a chance to break this. I am so envious. Ryan, that was a great job. I know a lot of dudes give Ryan flack. He's an Xbox guy at heart. And you know, dudes come at people all the time. Next time, I do apologize. I took it for granted that you would still be standing there talking, and I came back and you was going, I apologize. I definitely will make sure that I make it over to you next time we have a conversation. But Game Pass price is up. Games is coming through. Day and date is still a thing. Competitors can't compare. I don't care what you talk about with your PlayStation Plus crap service. They raised the price, gave you nothing. Xbox raises the price, and they're poised to give you everything. So, I knew the price was going to go up. It's inevitable, right? Everything is going up. Everything financially is going up. You want quality. You wanted those Activision Blizzard games. You wanted them to show up. Well, they're here. And this is what they're going to do. We told y'all before that y'all is going to be some stuff that you're not going to like. But this is the part in the video where I'm going to tell you to like, follow, and subscribe. And I'm going to take that logo and I'm going to throw it around Black State. Because if that's the level of fidelity that a small team can make, God, the future is bright for our medium, and that's gaming. Dear God, try to play the Game Pass.